You're watching MH Nation. Get the latest NBA news, transfer rumors, and match updates fast. Like, share, and subscribe to stay ahead of the game.
Los Angeles Lakers fans, hold on to your hats because what seemed like just another offseason has begun to take on the contours of a true transformation within the franchise. The team's future may be undergoing a gigantic change. A legend may still have his path defined. A new era is beginning to take shape, and moves that could put the Lakers back on top of the NBA are being discussed behind the scenes. Today you'll follow along with me as we go through all the details of this new phase for the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James's future, possible market moves, the draft that could reveal a new piece of the roster, and the multi-million-dollar trade that could define Austin Reeves' future. So stick with me until the end because there's a lot happening behind the scenes of the most famous basketball franchise in the world. And before we begin this complete analysis, please leave a like on the video. I greatly appreciate your support and your presence here on the channel. It's great to know that you're subscribed, following every news item, every rumor, and every decision of our beloved team. Because here we experience every game, every signing, and every moment of this new era for the Los Angeles Lakers. The NBA offseason has barely begun, but the Los Angeles Lakers are already at the center of the league's biggest moves. And the big question on fans' minds is, will LeBron James continue wearing the purple and gold jersey? Although LeBron hasn't officially requested a trade, the 1-year Old Star's future is still not entirely defined. He activated his $52.6 million contract option for the 2025-26 season, but could become a free agent at the end of the contract. The expectation is that LeBron will remain in Los Angeles, but a possibility is starting to attract attention behind the scenes. A move to a team with a strong project for the future. According to Logan Struck of Sports Illustrated, a negotiation involving the San Antonio Spurs could make sense for both sides. The proposal would be enormous. The Lakers would send LeBron James and Bronny James to San Antonio in exchange for Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and 2 first-round draft picks, one in 2031 and another in 2032. Despite seeming surprising, the idea is not considered impossible. The Spurs are experiencing a new phase alongside Victor Wembanyama, and after returning to the NBA Finals, seek to add experience and leadership around the young phenomenon. Furthermore, there is an important piece of information. Any team interested in LeBron would likely have to include Bronny James in the negotiation. Meanwhile, the Lakers are increasingly building the so-called Luka Dončić era. The franchise wants to assemble a young, athletic roster with players who match the style of the team's new leader. LeBron accepts sharing the spotlight at this stage of his career, but to remain in Los Angeles and allow for new signings, a financial adjustment may be necessary. A departure of the star player would open up space for the Lakers to attack the market and reinforce the roster around Luka. And the names involved are noteworthy. Devin Vassell, 25, has become a starter for the Spurs and is seen as a high-potential secondary scorer. However, with the arrivals of Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox, his offensive space has diminished. In his best season, Vassell averaged 19.5 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game. Keldon Johnson would also be an important piece. The forward averaged 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.9 assists in his best season, and was part of the beginning of the new era of the Spurs alongside Wembanyama. For the Lakers, the idea would be clear. Add young, versatile players ready to help Luka Dončić in the pursuit of the title. But that's just one of the big decisions the franchise will face this offseason. While the market revolves around LeBron James, another silent decision could define the future of the Los Angeles Lakers for years to come. The 2026 draft. The franchise will have a first-round pick and will face an important decision. Bet on a player ready to help Luka Dončić now, or develop a young talent with the future in mind. The 2026 NBA draft will be one of the league's great opportunities to find the next star. And for the Lakers, this pick could completely change the franchise's course. With the 25th pick in the first round, Los Angeles will have 2 paths. The first would be to use this selection as a trade asset for an experienced player who can arrive immediately and strengthen the pursuit of the title. The second would be to bet on a prospect with the potential to grow within the team's system. And one name emerges as one of the most interesting options: Chris Senak Jr., center for Houston. Senak stands out for a rare combination of size, mobility, and talent. In the 2025-26 season, he averaged 9.5 points, 7.9 rebounds, and nearly 25 minutes per game. Physically, he is impressive. He is 6 feet 10 inches tall, weighs 238 pounds, has a wingspan of 7 feet 5 inches, and a standing reach of 9 feet 1 inch. Senak's greatest asset is his athleticism. Despite being a tall player, he can run the court, attack spaces, and play at speed like smaller athletes. He is a threat near the basket, can finish alley-oops, attack in transition, and fight for offensive rebounds, an area where he averaged 2.2 per game. Another point that could change his future in the NBA is his shooting. Senak is not yet a three-point specialist, but he has shown improvement and signs that he can develop an important weapon for modern basketball. In addition, his ball handling skills are more advanced than normal for a player of his size. On defense, his speed and effort may allow him to guard different positions, something extremely valued in today's NBA. He is not yet a traditional rim protector, but he has already shown the ability to block shots coming from the weak side. For the Lakers, who need a younger and more athletic roster around Luka Dončić, Senak fits that profile perfectly. There's also a curious detail. The player is represented by WME, the same agency as Luka Dončić, and centers DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes. And speaking of the Lakers' future, there's another player who could generate millions and define the next big chapter for the franchise. Attention Lakers fans, the biggest trade of the offseason may not involve LeBron James, nor a new star. It may involve a player who arrived undrafted and is now about to receive one of the biggest contracts in franchise history. Austin Reeves is entering the biggest offseason of his career. The 28-year-old point guard is expected to decline his $14.9 million contract option for the 2026-27 season and become an unrestricted free agent. And now the question is simple: will the Lakers pay him what he deserves? Reeves' story is one of the most impressive in recent NBA history. He wasn't drafted in 2021, started with a two-way contract, and shortly after became one of the most important players in Los Angeles. Last season, he posted star numbers: 23.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game. In addition, he shot 49% from the field and 36% from three-point range, all personal bests. Even missing games due to injury, Reeves proved his worth. Alongside Luka Dončić, he formed one of the most dangerous backcourt duos in the league and helped the Lakers finish the season with 53 wins and 29 losses, securing fourth place in the Western Conference. Now the battle for money begins. According to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype, there is a strong expectation within the league that Reeves will remain in Los Angeles if the Lakers offer him a near maximum contract. But if the offer is considered low, other teams may step in. The problem is that the Lakers own the bird rights to the player, allowing them to offer 5 years and approximately $239 million. This amount is much higher than any other franchise can offer. On the other hand, there is an expectation that the front office will try to close a deal close to $200 million, and this difference could be the deciding factor. Because if the Lakers try to save money, other teams will be prepared. The Brooklyn Nets, for example, have salary cap space and could offer up to $178.5 million for 4 years. The Detroit Pistons could also enter the race after a 6-0 win season. A duo between Austin Reeves and Cade Cunningham would be extremely dangerous. The Atlanta Hawks have also shown interest and could create space to try to sign the player. Reeves has already made it clear that he likes Los Angeles and wants to stay. His chemistry with Luka Dončić and LeBron James is one of the main reasons the team believes he's part of the future. But there's an important factor. This is the biggest financial opportunity of his career.